Hello everyone. Update on Russian-Ukrainian crisis. A powerful gas pipeline explosion has happened in eastern Ukraine, and Biden seems convinced that Putin has decided to invade now. Shortly after images of the gas pipeline explosion was reaching social media, President Biden appeared behind the lectern at the White House to tell the world that he is convinced that Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to launch a further invasion in Ukraine, including an assault on its capital, Kyiv. That's what Biden seems to be claiming, that Putin has decided to invade Ukraine. But the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken scheduled to speak with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on Thursday. Biden said there is still time for negotiations to defuse the crisis. I covered this in my yesterday's vlog, that they plan on meeting foreign ministers and Secretary of State to give diplomacy a chance. Whether anything will come out of it, we'll see. But things have gotten hot actually in the region. Meanwhile, the US officials are also convinced that Russia was responsible for the DDoS attack in Ukraine this week. So this was the attack on Ukrainian websites over the week that US claims was conducted by Russia. Additionally, if any more FUD was needed, foreign policy reports that US has obtained intelligence that Russia may target prominent political opponents, anti-corruption activists, and Belarusians and Russian dissidents living in exile should it move forward with plans to invade Ukraine. So US feels that activists, opponents of current Russian and Belarusian governments may be targeted in Ukraine or maybe elsewhere as well. On the contrary, or on the Russian side, Russia RI is now reporting that head of the Russian-backed Donetsk People Republic, when asked whether things are moving towards war, said unfortunately yes, and this is very important. So locally, the Donetsk and Luhansk region are getting prepared for actual war. Meanwhile, Donetsk Republic separatists said they plan to evacuate approximately 700,000 people to Russia. This evacuation seems to have already started. It's not just a plan, and I'll show you that in a minute. Russia's RIA reports a large explosion occurred near the separatist government building in the center of Donetsk. So this was an assassination attempt on one of the key official of this self-proclaimed separatist region, which has been attributed to a car bomb assassination attempt. The Second Donbas Republic has announced it has initiated the evacuation of civilians, as there are reports that intense fighting has broken out at various spots along the line of contact. So yeah, some videos are floating showing that either mortars are being used or firing, gunfire has broken out. So So Putin is saying Russia isn't against talks on US security proposals. Kiev just needs to discuss conflict with separatists, and Belarusian drills are defensive, not threatening anyone. That's what Russia is saying. On the other side, US says, US Secretary of State Blinken says we are seeing scenarios of Russia creating false provocations in Ukraine. So US is claiming false flag events as usual, and I'll share a video in a second or in a minute where Russian side is claiming that some sort of chemical attack was planned by Ukrainian authorities, and that was actually repulsed, or they didn't let it happen. So yeah, a lot of claims and counterclaims happening. Putin says we are seeing rising tensions on Donbass, need to implement Minsk peace agreements. Also, he said right now we are seeing a deterioration of the situation in eastern Ukraine. So yeah, things are getting pretty bad over there. Moving on, Vice President Kamala Harris warns Putin. US now says up to 190,000 troops are deployed near Ukrainian border. So yeah, the numbers have jumped up from 130,000, and US is saying we assess that Russia probably has massed between 169 to 190,000 personnel in and near Ukraine as compared with 100,000 on January 30th. US Ambassador to the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, Michael Carpenter, told a security meeting on Friday. He also stressed that this is the most significant military mobilization in Europe since the Second World War. So yeah, according to US side, the number of Russian troops are increasing, not reducing. US side, Ukrainian crisis to approve $6 billion tank deal with Poland. So US has used this opportunity to sell some arms to Poland, and this is a $6 billion tank deal. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced on Friday the planned sale of 250 Abrams tanks to Poland. So yeah, that's what US is doing. US has sent a total of 4,700 troops stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, to Poland to help assure the alliance. So some troops have also been moved to Poland as well. Russia responds to US conspiracy theories as questionable chemical attack video already emerges. So as I was saying earlier, there is a video floating around of Ukraine forces or Ukraine allied forces trying to blow a chlorine gas tank in the separatist territory. So that's what Russia is claiming. The US now telegraphing its bizarre Russian false flag chemical attack scenario. This seems an open invitation for anyone on either side to circulate any wild claims or videos or weather provocation they want, which they can use towards their end, such as the following highly dubious example. I agree. I mean, both sides are have their propaganda at full swing. It's hard to trust anything coming out from either side at this point. On Belarusian side, they are now threatening to deploy nukes against any Western aggression. So Belarus is Russian ally, and they are saying they are citing external threats coming from West, and at the moment Belarus is hosting many thousands of Russian troops as well as S-400 missiles and long-range bombers for ongoing joint military drills expected to go to February 20th. Lukashenko warned, if necessary, if such stupid and mindless steps are taken by our rivals and opponents, that is NATO and allies, we will deploy not only nuclear weapons but super nuclear and up and coming ones to protect our territory. I don't know what the hell is super nuclear weapon. At least I'm not aware of anything like that. So that's what Belarus is saying. These are the pictures coming from the Luhansk and Donetsk area, so Donbas area, where women, children, elderly are being evacuated to Russia. So there are people in queue, and there are buses for taking them to Russia. Can you trust it or not? Maybe not, I don't know. These are the protests happening outside of US embassy in Ukraine. So yeah, somebody has put here that you won't see this on mainstream media, where Ukrainian themselves are saying to NATO and its allies that we don't want any war, you go back. Again, whether these are genuine protesters or just paid protesters, both sides are making the claims. This is the headcam video. Claiming that there was some attack on a chlorine plant or chlorine gas plant, and that was foiled by the Russian and separatist army or supporters. So moving on, this is a video of the DPR militia General Denis Senakov confirming that it was his vehicle that was blown up in the center of Donetsk in an unsuccessful assassination attempt. So this is his vehicle which was blown up in an assassination attempt. More buses trying to evacuate people from the separatist areas into Russia. This is the video of the gas pipeline that was blown up in Ukraine. And lastly, these are some pictures that are being circulated where Russian side is claiming that Ukraine is doing atrocities against the against the separatists, and they are being just killed in cold blood. So I mean, take it for what it is worth, but yeah, that's what Russian side is claiming. But looks like things have gotten hot. Actual fight has really started. Where this will end, I sure hope it doesn't get worse, because ultimately it's the common man public that suffers because of the war and fight and conflicts. The governments of Russia or even the Western and NATO allies, they won't be affected by it. Biden might be ratcheting up all this talk, Russia invading because of his lower ratings, and he wants to use, show himself as macho, and going against communist Russia and all that stuff. So he might be just using this to his favor or interest, and Russia might be using it to break the part of Ukraine, and basically take away some of the land from Ukraine, and join it with Russia. And so ultimately it's not good for the public, and we should be avoiding these sort of conflicts. So that's the update for today. I will keep you guys posted and see you in the next one. Bye.